Now there are several different ways that the information we're interested in a percent change problem, can come together. This way is the simplest. We know two of these three quantities, the starting amount, the amount change, and the percent change. And what we want to find is the third quantity. We have the simplest possible percent change problem. We aren't interested in the final amount, and we aren't interested in the final percent. In that circumstance, we'll always use the same strategy. We'll always use the amount change over the starting amount equals the percent change over 100. And solving this proportion for whichever unknown we're interested in will always give us the answer. So let's see an example of a problem of this type. Suppose that Greg lost 20 pounds, which was 8% of his body weight. How much did Greg weigh before? Well, filling in this chart, we see he lost 20 pounds, so his weight changed by 20 pounds going down, which was 8% of his body weight. So the change was 8%. And we'd like to know how much did he weigh before? How much did he weigh before the change? What was his starting weight? And as you can see, we're not interested in his final weight, and we aren't interested in the final percent. So we'll use the proportion amount change over starting amount, which is unknown, is percent change over 100. Now what? Well, we cross multiply. 20 times 100 is x times 8. 20 times 100 is 20 with 2 more zeros on the end, so 2,000. X is then the missing thing in a multiplication problem. What times 8 gives me 2,000? That's the same as saying what is 2,000 divided by 8. So dividing 8 into 2,000. 8 goes into 20 twice. 8 goes into 40 5 times. Nothing's left, but this 5 is in the tens place, so I need another 0. How much did Greg used to weigh? Greg used to weigh 250 pounds. Let me give you one of these to try. Suppose Sarah typically works 32 hours per week, but this week her workload increased by 37.5%. How many extra hours did Sarah work this week? Pause the video and try this now. Okay, well, let's see. So her workload increased by 37.5%. That tells me that my percent change will be 37.5. And it's an increase. She typically works 32 hours per week. So that's how much she works most weeks, how much she worked before this increase. So that'll be my starting amount. And the question asks me how many extra hours did she work this week. That means I want to know just the extra hours, not how many hours altogether. I want to know the amount change. So I'll set up a proportion. Amount change over starting amount is percent change over 100. Cross multiply to solve. X times 100 is 32 times 37.5. Let's do this multiplication. 37.5 times 32 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14, and 1 is 15. 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 is 7. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 7 is 21, 22. 3 times 3 is 9, and 2 is 11. Adding up 0, 10, 10, 2, 1. Decimal point in my answer. I have 1 digit after the decimal point in this number, none in this number. I want 1 digit after the decimal point in my answer. I get 1200, dropping the point 0 because I don't need it. So what times 100 gives me 1200? Maybe you can immediately see. Canceling some zeros, I'll get 12. Sarah worked 12 extra hours this week.